and hide from the encroaching reality. The sight tugged at Beck. As a vascular surgeon, he dealt with illness and death damn near every day. He did his best to remain compassionate but removed. It was the most effective way to stay focused on patient outcome. But Beck couldn't disconnect from this. He already felt so close to losing Heavenly. Her father's death might rip her away for good. 10 minutes ago, he'd been on top of the world because he'd been inside her. After months of waiting and wooing her, of mustering a patience that had damn near driven him insane, he and Seth had finally gotten their shit together and made her theirs. All that had changed when the hospital had called, and those fucking divorce papers had fallen from his pocket. Screw it. Heavenly might be furious with him now, but Beck lifted her onto his lap anyway and settled her against his chest, determined to be her rock. For an instant, she melted into him, heaving a great sob. "Shh, little girl, I've got you." She bristled and shoved him away, eyes accusing. "Don't!" Beck clenched his fists. Fuck. He had to explain Gloria to her now, shitty time or not. But Seth careened around the corner, and the hospital came into view. The big guy stepped on the brakes, sending the SUV to a shuddering stop in front. "Go," Seth barked. "I'll park. Pull around to the garage on the west side of the building." Beck dug into his pocket. "Here's my badge. Use my reserve spot. 2nd floor by the elevator. You'll see my name." "Got it." Beck jumped out and reached across the seat for Heavenly's hand, but she'd already escaped out the other side of the vehicle and run for the automatic double doors. He sprinted after her, barely managing to wedge himself into the elevator as she frantically pressed the number for the ICU. Now that they were out of the dark car and the harsh fluorescent lights above illuminated her face, he couldn't miss her red-rimmed eyes and tear-stained cheeks. They ripped at him. He had to console her. "Heavenly." She jerked away, sniffling. "Stop, no." Then she was out of the elevator, darting down the hall to her father's room. God knew what she would see, or if the man was even still alive. Beck knew Heavenly might not want anything to do with him now, but if the worst had already happened, she would need a shoulder at least, and probably a strong pair of arms. Since Seth would be minutes behind, Beck was her only option. When they reached Abel's room, the pair of nurses who had been monitoring him scurried out to give them privacy. The older man was propped up in bed, eyes closed, struggling to breathe, despite the nasal cannula providing oxygen. He looked alarmingly gray and far older than 46. Beside Beck, monitors flashed. It was his only indication that they'd reached her father in time. "Daddy!" Heavenly dashed his way, her voice breaking. "Ooh," Abel answered in a frail tone, lifting his heavy lids. Beck melted into the background to give them as much time together as possible. Barring a miracle, it wouldn't be much. "What happened?" she asked her father. "My body's giving out, baby. We've known it for a while." Slowly he turned his head. "Dr. Beckman." "Just Beck," he reminded. "How's your pain?" "Not good." "Dad, they can get you some—" "I don't want any pain meds now." He regarded Beck again. "Thank you for bringing my daughter." Heavenly's father might be at death's door, but given the speculative look the older man tossed their way, his mind wasn't impaired at all. Beck tried not to wince. Heavenly had sex hair. Her lips were bruised and swollen with kisses. Someone had left a love bite on her neck. "Shit. We came as quickly as we could," Beck replied. What else could he say? "Sorry it took a while. Seth and I had to get dressed after being balls deep inside your daughter." Abel cleared his throat. "Can I speak to you?" And he frowned. "Where is Seth?" "Just finished parking. Good to see you, Abel." The former cop skidded to a stop inside the doorway, clearly wearing his game face. He might not be a medical professional, but he knew Abel's condition was critical. "They taking good care of you? Can we get you anything?" "No," the man managed between wheezing breaths. Tall, balding Dr. Litchfield entered then. Beck was grateful the man had done him the professional courtesy of coming in the middle of the night. If anything could be done to save Abel, Litchfield would do it. "Ms. Young?" The neurologist addressed Heavenly, stare somber. She turned, still clutching her father's hand. "Yes." Even a blind man could see she struggled to hold herself together. Beck clenched his jaw. He knew